Hello, my name is Lauren Graham, and this is my math lesson plan video, and today we're going to be talking about odds and probability. So to start, I would have given out a worksheet to the students, and on this worksheet there are some guided notes, so I'm going to be referring to those notes to help me teach the lesson. So to start, underneath the section where it says fraction version is where I'm going to begin. So it says, let P equal A over N. Let this be the probability that event A occurs. So A, and let's pretend we flipped a penny, and 4 out of 10 times it landed on heads. So let me just write that. So 4 times it landed on heads. So 4 times event A occurred. It happened that it landed on heads 4 times. It occurred heads 4 times. And then N, which represents kind of the whole number. So the total amount of times the experiment happened, the total amount of things that you can choose from, 10. That goes on the bottom. 10 times it flipped, that's our N for this section. Then let's go to the next part. Q equals B over N. And this is the probability that event does not occur. So 6 out of 10 times, it was not heads that it landed on. It was tails, right? So 6 out of 10 times is the probability that it did not occur. So you flip the penny and it did not land on heads 6 times. Okay, and this leads us to A plus B will always equal N. Now you may have a random assortment of numbers. You may have big numbers, small numbers, different numbers, but when you're talking about probability that an event occurred and it did not occur, it will always equal N. So 4 plus 6, 10, right? And if you find out that the number is, you find something different, then you're wrong and you need to recalculate, okay? So that's the first part. So that's probability, that's simply probability. Now let's move on to odds. So using these terms that we have, so event A, let's find the odds in favor of event A. So when we're talking about odds, we take A and B, okay? Event in favor, A over B. And this is how we write odds in favor. Now, you can write odds a couple of different ways. Let me show you. Odds to B, A to B. So you can write it all these different ways. It always means A to B. So in this example, it would be 4 to 6. 4 to 6 is the odds in favor of flipping heads, okay? And then let's find the odds against. So that is also simple. Once you understand this, you just flip it around. So it would be B to A. So the B would always come first instead of A. Odds in favor, A comes first. Odds against, B comes first, right? So this would be 6 to 4. And again, you can write it in any number of these ways, okay? And they all mean the same thing. And depending, it doesn't matter if this number is bigger or smaller, or this number is bigger or smaller. If it's in favor, it's in front. If it's against, this one's in front, okay? So let's move on to our practice questions to finish out the lesson. So Jessica has a normal deck of cards which contains 52 cards and 13 cards are hearts. She asks her friend Sarah to draw a card. What is the probability that Sarah will select the hearts? So let's look back over here. So probability that she will select the hearts, the probability that it will occur. So there are 13 hearts, right? So that's A. The amount of times that it can occur is 13. And then what is N again? It's the total number. So there are 52 cards. And that's how we find the probability. Very simple in this question, right? Then it asks us, what is the probability that Sarah will not select the hearts? A little bit more difficult. They don't give us the number that it is not hearts, right? So we have to refer back to here. Now let's reverse engineer it. N minus A is equal to B. So we can put 52 minus 13, which equals 39, is our B. 39 is our B. And so we're trying to find the odds that it will not happen, that the event will not occur, which is B over N. So we found our B, so 39 over N 52. So those are the two probabilities that they asked us for, okay? Fairly simple. Now, what are the odds in favor of Sarah selecting the heart? Odds in favor. So A, what is our A? 13. Now, our B goes on the bottom, right? Or A to B, 39. So let's write it like this. 13 to 39 is the odds in favor of Sarah selecting the hearts, because 13 is first, all right? And then B to A, 39 to 13 is the event, odds against, okay? And that concludes our lesson. Thank you for listening.